Hey, what up guys, Spectro here, and I'm here to bring you another on the Howl video that I'm gonna like to call Alpha Builds. Now on this segment, I will be talking about the core builds to make any good overpowered in Warframe. And what better way to start us off than my best weapon, the Heck. Now, to get it off, the Heck is a 4-shot, is a puncture-based grenade shotgun that consists of 4 shots in a clip. And it's pretty overpowered with the buff of shotguns from the recent updates. They have put this up. They have put this up to about 300 puncture at base. The other damage types are pretty minimal to the point of, you really can't build that much. And then, yeah. So, the Heck is probably one of the most deadly shotguns out there and really benefited from the buff, even though it was pretty overpowered beforehand. With this build, I will show you, I have it hitting up to 13,000 per shot before damage mitigations and all that. And then of course there's armor, and then there's of course another build where it's obviously hitting less than that. Now the Heck does have a tendency to crit sometimes with all, of course, the multi-hit and all that. Oh, what? And then, oh crap. And then, but other than, where the heck is this person? But yeah, so getting in, oh crap, getting in the nitpicked parts of the Heck, it is the Heck with the longest range, or it is the shotgun with the longest range of its class. It has the highest base damage of its class, and I believe the tightest spread of this class too. So this really makes it ideal for long range sniping, or well, I won't say sniping, but hitting from longer distances without suffering the damage fall off so far. Now I've gotten pretty, oh gosh, I've gotten it pretty far to hitting long ranges and actually killing even high enemies that with even armor, except these little prospectors. Now if they could, kind of stop getting in my way. Why don't you, like freeze? See, now the Heck does fall off on enemies with high amounts of armor, even with his puncture, or enemies that that resist puncture, as in shielded enemies and robotics. So this is best used against the Grineer, as it will punch through their armor and effectively kill them in lesser shots than what is needed of other weapons. Now, since this, like I said, since this is puncture based, I won't say it won't suffer really from facing off against the infested. It just won't be as helpful, I guess I would call it. Now this is it does have a pretty long reload time, and mods may or may not be helpful to deal with that. Oh my gosh. And with certain mods, I would say its cone of fire is its greatest asset, aside from just having straight on damage. Oh god. And then other than that, it pretty much doesn't suffer from much. It pretty much doesn't suffer from a lot of drawbacks. Now, the biggest thing will be its reload speed, as it's higher compared to most other shotguns, and it having only 4 bullets per magazine. But I honestly would say it's, if not the best, one of the top tier primaries in classes period, in damage output and all that good stuff. Now, with the reload speed, you may get a higher damage per second rate compared to other weapons of shotgun and even like, you know, rifles or whatever, anything in the primary class. Well, crap. But in terms of damage per shot, it probably outclasses even snipers with getting headshots, I would say, as this heck build is pure damage, while most snipers do come off with crit chance and all that stuff. The thing I would say besides reload speed and all that heck does suffer from the most is probably not landing every shot, as not landing every shot will in turn be less damage. So the longer you do put it, the more you have to suffer, and so you have to get up close, which depending on what warframe you're having, like I'm having trouble with Atlas right now as he's low leveled, you may or may not find the best use to get up close, and you know, to have a warframe with potential to get up close without dying. Now, with getting up close, this does suffer from close quarters, as coupled with its tight spread, it doesn't hit a big crowd very well. And with the bigger the crowd, the more you're going to have to reload, and probably you're not one-shotting very well. And when you're not one-shotting, you're pretty much not killing them as fast. Now, the heck can linger off of the effect, as what just went off the Justice effect from Steel Meridian, and that will only go on the heck alone and will not attribute to the Vacor heck. And going with that, the Vacor heck and the heck are so different in terms of being shotguns that I wanted to make them 2 separate videos if I ever do end up getting that heck again. What? Oh, glitch problems. That's great. Where is this guy right now? Dog, stop it. What else are the key benefits of the heck, I say, is as a puncture weapon, getting it high enough does give it a an 8 punch through like a lot of materials. Though it is a minimal punch through. I mean, any punch through is better than no punch through. So really, like, not even counting in the armored units, but counting the shielded units, as in shield lancers and things like a Corpus bubble shield, they won't necessarily get through a Corpus frost shield or a Arctic Xmas frost shield, but it will benefit more from like the armor punch through, I guess. To getting I guess, what is it? Hitting I guess units of enemies that are like closer to the outside. Again. Yes, get off, please. Then, of course, factoring with puncture, of course, you do have to factor in that if the enemy unit does factor in high health, it will not really get up health. This is more of get puncture, and of course, that's where mods to factor in, elemental mods for to help it benefit against those higher health enemy units. Now, coupled with a elemental build, which this, depending on what mods you do put in, this can suffice from. The status chance is enough to work with to at least 50%, and coupled with the amount of bullets it is shooting out per shot, it can hit pretty good status chance. Like, honestly, since status chance only affects per bullet rate, I would even go as far as to say that 50% is actually pretty high, as with the Stim Radiator mod and multi-shot mod from Hell's Chamber. I would go as far to say that this could maybe hit, I would at least say it gives it 10%, like an invisible 10% higher status chance than what is actually being said, and with the stats and all that, and which again will make the heck a very good weapon late game when you can't rely, of course, the puncture getting through armor and or shields, which again, shields do not, I wouldn't tend to bring this on higher level missions for the Grineer, as in like the sword T and everything. Now, I will be going in to show you my build for the heck, and I guess what makes it so good. Need to skip all this, skip all that. I would say, as most of you do know, the heck is my like #1 weapon to use in any high-end mission, but that is, of course, there's always its downside. So this is a 3 forma build, and 4th forma, if you do necessarily need to put in a prime point blank, you're going to need that 4th forma. So what we start with is 2 Vs and a dash, and of course you're probably going to need to add in another V depending on what you put. So with this build we do have it focused on gas with the 13,000 puncture and its status. Oh wow, it's 80% status chance. So start off, we have as you can see, Hell's Chamber and point blank into 2 V slots, and breach loader to give us all that damage with pure damage, puncture damage, and multi-shot damage. Then we have Scattered Justice to give us the 200% more, with, of course, in all you're getting 320, which I think is about 30 bullets per shot on maximum multi-shot. That doesn't mean you'll be hitting 30% all the time. Then we add in Toxic Barrage and Blaze to raise the status chance and the extra heat damage and pure damage that it gives. Now, I'm adding Vicious Spread, as that does give more damage but ups its spread. So you won't, this is more of a crowd, like I wouldn't say more of a crowd clear, but it hits more of a crowd that for like if it is weaker enemies, so more of the bullets can go through places. And if you're shooting above a crowd, then have Accelerator Blast to up its fire rate and damage. This will up, of course, the DPS, even though this is more of a damage per shot weapon, but it can up its damage per second, and 60% to the puncture. Now for the Blaze, or for the Vicious Spread, you can replace this with a not a Frigid Blast. Whoops. You can replace this with a Shell Shock and switch these two to actually wait. Shh. What is viral? So, oh yeah, so you can get it. So you can get it corrosive damage with heat damage, so you can be even more armor piercing. And or you can do it. What is it? Frigid Blast with Toxic Barrage if you're doing for health. Now this usually is the build I bring along for missions with a lot of heart enemies with high armor, as by the time I'm getting through all that armor, I can be doing sufficient damage to your health and of course heat damage to be better affected to the infested. Now a lot of key elements I would say is the heck as you can see, isn't a soloing weapon. I mean, yes. So yeah, going into the negatives, the heck isn't a soloing thing, and it can't really go up to about 30 or higher. It can't solo with just a pure damage build. Even with, I would say, the viral build, I wouldn't say it can go all that far. Now, with, of course, you're going, a melee will be necessary, as since you're getting up close, you will be needing that health, and the just effect will not be alone to heal you unless you have, of course, Warframe abilities that you can get, leech off health or whatever, what have you. But I would say a melee would be utmost, because if you have to reload and they're hitting you a lot, melee would be your best option. Fast fire rate secondaries, or secondaries that can, I guess, are high in status, will be the best you can offer too. So I guess that's it. Main things you got to focus on: high damage, status. It can be a status weapon, as with these mods, 96.5 status chance, and then with the pure damage build, it's 86. That's actually very high for a shotgun. That, as you can see, it does have 25%. That's pretty good, but you don't focus on that, I guess. And then other weapons will be a must for this weapon, so I wouldn't trust yourself going high tier unless it is 20 levels or below. Now that is pretty much my alpha wolf build on the heck. I know this kind of was on the spot, not really scripted or anything. I usually write this down, so this may be a long video. But please like, subscribe, share for more on the Howl videos, and until next time, my brothers and sisters,